future will be allowed 120 words every day to say need to get through all our routine interchange with an eye on word count.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Woolen Homestead. This is a video podcast about knitting, spinning, and hand dyeing yarn. My name is Tiffany and this is my husband Ethan. We're coming to you from Midland, Michigan, and we are indie yarn dyers. You can find our hand dyed yarns at thewoolenhomestead.etsy.com, and any links to our social media is going to be found in the description box below. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been about a week and we got Ethan back.
Yeah.
We had so much fun doing the podcast last week. It was a blast. So I think for the foreseeable future, this is going to be a duo podcast, which
Definitely.
I love. Because,
you up for more editing?
Yeah, oh totally. I'm all for it. So yeah, I really enjoyed having someone to talk with, and it's so much fun. We also want to do more Instagram lives. We were just talking about that. So it's definitely gonna have to happen. We've got our matching mugs this week because I love them. I got these at Target around Christmas time this last year.
Was it? Yeah, you just brought them home, didn't you?
I just brought them home.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a gift card from one of my clients,
okay.
and I said, "Guess what? We got matching mugs." So, but I love them. I think they're too cute. And yeah, we're just drinking coffee and it's gonna be a good day. It's pretty nice out, and we are gonna go kayaking today.
Super excited for that.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, because they don't know yet.
Yes. So if you're on Instagram, you might have seen, but last week was my birthday on Tuesday, and Ethan surprised me with kayaks for my birthday. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I have been wanting these for 5 years since we went on our honeymoon, and yeah, I was so excited. So thank you. So excited to go. But yeah, we'll probably get more into that towards the end of the podcast when we get into
we'll talk about
life
kinda
stuff. What happened last
how
week.
we got into kayaking.
Yeah, totally.
And the honeymoon and whatnot. It'll be fun.
Totally.
But
So yeah, so I guess we'll start off with group news like usual. We have a group on Ravelry called the Woolen Homestead, and we've got Knitalongs going on right now. We have the basket of Mittens KAL. Goes until December 31st of this year. It's co-hosted by Carrie, who is My Wool Mitten on Instagram and Ravelry. If you want to participate, the hashtag is Basket of Mittens KAL 2018. Works in progress are allowed. You also get double entries for using the Woolen Homestead yarn. And so all you have to do is just post twice into the finished objects thread. You can knit fingerless mitts, anything like that that's related to like the mitten type of thing. It's totally allowed. We've also got the summer Socktacular KAL going on. That goes until August 31st. And the hashtag for that is TWH Summer Socktacular 2018. We're just knitting socks together. So any socks that you're knitting, works in progress are allowed. Go ahead, put them in the finished objects thread, and you can be entered in for prizes. And same thing for this, double entries if you use the Woolen Homestead yarn. So that in a nutshell is the knit-alongs and group news that's going on. I do not have any finished objects this week. Last week was kind of the finished objects show. But I have started 2 new projects, so very excited. So my first project that I cast on is Living in My Bag from Specialty Sewing. Thank you, Vanna.
gotta do something.
Thank you. So yeah, this is from Specialty Sewing. She's from Michigan. I do have a direct link to her Etsy shop in the description box below. That's where all the show notes are. And yeah, this is the Mitten Advent Calendar by Kathy Lewinsky. I'm using size US 1 High Sharps, and it's a fingering weight yarn. It's Knit Picks Palette, which is a 2-ply non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool. And yeah, this is how far I've gotten. And I just think it's the cutest little thing ever. They're so tiny and I love them. So oh my gosh, I can't wait. And these actually are going pretty fast. I only worked on this for like part of a day. I didn't work on this for very long at all because my other project that I cast on kind of bogarted all of my all of my projects. So yeah, I really like this. It's a free pattern. All you have to do is when you click the link in the description box, it'll take you to the Ravelry page, which you can get a full PDF for $5. But if she has a link to her blog in the description of the pattern, and you can get all of the mitten patterns for free. So you can just print off the charts. Okay, for my next project, this was my birthday cast on, and this is Living in My Daisy Girl and Company bag. I love this bag so much. It's such a sturdy bag. It's got this really cool see-through part, so you can see your project, and it makes me happy. I've also got this little sock keychain, which Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady had made for me when we did a swap forever ago, and it's just such a cute little bag. I love this bag. And yeah, I cast on my Sipila sweater by Caitlin Hunter. I was so excited to knit this. I had been swatching, which I'm going to talk about gauge and stuff like that in a little bit. But I will show you how far I've gotten. So this is as far as I've gotten. This is a top-down sweater with a color work yoke, and yeah, I'm really, really enjoying working on this. The yarn is our yarn, and it is, the body of the sweater is in our Dove colorway, which is this really nice soft dove gray base. And then the color work is done in the Orchid colorway. So I really, really like these two together. I kind of imagined when I was planning to do this sweater that I would do it in like a plum and a gray color. And so I just went out to dye yarn, what was that, a couple weeks ago, and
was it a couple of weeks already?
I think it was, yeah. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And yeah, dyed up those colorways for it. So really, really loving it. It's fingering weight. And yeah, I want to talk about gauge. So, because this is something that I never really understood well, was like gauge for sweaters. So basically, I would never do a gauge swatch. I would just cast on with the needle size recommended and just go to town. But that doesn't always work. I remember watching the interview with Caitlin Hunter on Christy Glass Knits, and she had mentioned herself that she is a very, very loose knitter, like extremely loose knitter. And so I remembered that, and so then when I saw the needle sizes were a size US 2 and 4 to knit this sweater, and it's supposed to have a very drapey feel to it, I figured I definitely needed to do a gauge swatch, because that would probably be a little tight for me. So what I did was I knit up these 3 swatches in that Dove gray color. And so this was the recommended size. So this is the size US 4 that I did, and how I noted that was on one of these tails. I just put 4 little knots.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I did not come up with that.
Oh, okay.
I found that on a podcast one time. But yeah, I just put these 4 little knots, so I knew that this was the size 4. Because if you're just looking at all of these, you have no idea what needle size.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that a really cool trick?
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat. I think it was Tiny Fiber Studio was the first time I saw that, but I know it's been used before too. And so I did that, and I took the gauge measurement, and actually I have the measurements right here. That I got 26 stitches and 36 rows over 4 inches, and you're supposed to get 22 stitches and 30 rows over 4 inches. So because my number was higher, that means I was knitting tighter. So I nixed that. I said, okay, next size. I figured since I was so off, I would just go up to the 6 and not even bother with the 5. So I, and the 5 was on another project, so that was actually more of a, but I figured that, you know, because it was so far off that there wasn't even no point. So then I went up to the size US 6, got my 6 little knots on the tail, and I got 24 stitches and 34 rows. So still not on, but I was like, you know, I'll just do that. I was like gonna do it. Then like the day before I was gonna cast on, I was like, I'm just gonna try the 7s. I'm just gonna try it, see if I get it. Okay, so I knit with the 7s, and then I got 21 stitches and 31 rows. So I went the other way. I was too loose. Yeah. I was like, okay. So then I decided to do some math. And I found this website from oliveleknits.com. The blog post was written on May 21st, 2018. It's called Knit Better Sweaters, and then it says ease on it. That blog post helped me so much to understand how to fit your gauge to fit the pattern gauge. And
if it's math, we need all the help we can get. 'Cause I'm no help.
Neither of us are very good at math. So it's, yeah.
My math level is like a talented 3rd grader.
Your math level is like just fine.
No, it's like a talented 3rd grader. I'm great at plugging in numbers into computers and calculators and whatnot, but short of like...
How did you do with Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader, that show?
I was terrible. I could do Are You Smarter Than a 2nd Grader. I'd rock at that.
You know, I think I could do okay with that too. But 5th, forget it.
No way.
So, so what I did is I wrote down all of, and I think I might include a picture of this.
You know what? I got a thought here.
Okay.
If adults aren't smarter than 5th graders, think about it, because that was the whole premise of the show, right?
Yeah.
If adults aren't smarter than 5th graders, why in the world are we teaching? Why are we teaching the things we're teaching then, right? Because
why are adults teaching
what's
kids?
that saying about the school system if they're not retaining it, right?
Yes, totally. I think you just like solved the puzzle.
Well, and if they got that far in their lives, then they were successful, productive adults. They got that far in their lives without remembering any of the information that they were supposed to remember for this game show. Why are they learning it?
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I have no idea why.
I think that show just made a case for trade schools.
I think it did. I think it totally.
I'm sure Jeff Foxworthy was okay with that. Sorry, go ahead.
I love that. So without going into super detail right now, I think I'm going to make a separate video on how I figured out my gauge, because it's a lot of math. And
we take the scenic route, but we get there.
We get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to take a separate video on that, and that way if anyone is interested on learning more about gauge, because I didn't know a ton about it before this, that blog post really helped me understand. That way you can see how I did my math and how I figured it out. So yeah, and for that sweater, I ended up using a size US 4 for the neck and a size US 6 for the body. So for acquisitions this week, since I had my birthday, I got one nitty thing, which I was really, really excited about. This is Custom Socks by Kate Atherley. Yep, that's what I thought. So Kate Atherley wrote this, and I had heard about this book on, there was a podcast called Fruity Knitting, and they did a whole thing on her talking about this book, and I was like, want. It just seems really, really cool. It was really cool to hear her talk about how to make socks that really fit you well. And yeah, I think this will help for when I knit you socks as well, because I know we had, sometimes I had.
My feet are weird.
Well, it's not really your feet. It was
no,
like.
they're weird.
No, they're
Let's be
not.
honest.
No, they're
Let's be
not.
honest. What happens is my feet, the way they're shaped at the heel, like the heel comes out, and then is round, and so I need a really deep like heel pocket.
Yes.
Really deep heel pocket.
Which I think what works best for you is the heel flap and gusset.
Mm-hmm.
Those blueberry crumb cake socks I made you.
Yes.
Not blueberry crumb cake. Oh my gosh, blueberry waffles.
Blueberry.
But we always talk about wanting to do blueberry waffle socks, and our blueberry crumb
waffle
cake
socks do
colorway.
fit best for sure.
Yeah. And because I've done the Fish Lips Kiss heel for you as well, which is more like a commercial sock type of a heel, and that one doesn't seem to fit you as well.
Which is too bad, because that's like way easier to knit. And
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really quick, but I don't mind doing the heel flap and gusset at all. It's kind of cool looking, I think. But yeah, so really, really excited to delve into this book. I haven't really gone into it yet, but it comes with a bunch of patterns too, which is really, really neat. But yeah, I just think this is really cool. So definitely gonna delve into that later on. Next, let's get into shop news. So our shop can be found at www.thewoolenhomestead.etsy.com, and you'll find all our hand-dyed yarns there. We are going to have an update this Friday, June 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, let's talk about what is in the shop currently. We had a very, very busy weekend at the shop.
We really did.
Like
busier than expected.
Yeah, it was really
nice.
Cool. So thank you guys for anyone that ordered.
Thank you so much.
You guys really cleaned us out.
I got a lot of work to do this week.
Yes, yeah, you got a lot of catching up with dyeing. So
yeah,
we'll show you guys what we've still got. But yeah, we've got some more yarn that's going to be going out in the mail today for orders. So we're going to show you guys first it has one skein left in the shop.
So this is Hagrid's Happy Hour. This is the last skein. This is on Sturdy Sock.
Yes, which is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon.
Yep. And our base, in case you didn't see the last episode, our base, they changed it sometime in the middle of last year, was it?
It was, yeah, I think towards the end of last year, because in the fall we still had the old one.
Yeah, and it's similar, it just doesn't split as easily.
Yeah, it's softer, it doesn't split as, the last one, it it was tended to split is what I would say. Like it tended to split. It wasn't horrible to work with.
No, not at all.
But it definitely had a tendency to split. This does not really do that at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't noticed it split at all.
Yeah, and it's a nice base. I really like it.
It seems a lot softer too.
It was noticeable enough of a change that when I opened the yarn from the supplier, I noticed there was something a little different, but it wasn't so much as going, did we get the wrong order?
Exactly. It was like something's different, but we couldn't put our finger on it. And then when I started working with it, that's when I decided to go delve in deeper and see what was up. And that's when I found on their website that they had changed it.
You can see it's just got a white base, and then there's multicolored speckles in here, kind of a chartreuse green type of color, and there's browns and some pinks in there.
This knits up so cool.
It does, and you've got actually a shawl with it in it.
Oh, I don't anymore. We gave that to Shelly.
Oh,
that was Shelly's prayer shawl.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
So that one's gone, but you can see on my project pages how it knits up. Also on our Instagram, somebody is knitting a sweater completely out of that, and it looks so cool. It looks awesome. So cool.
And then this right here is Solstice Twilight, and this is also has one skein left in the shop. And I may be dyeing some more of this week. We'll see.
I love that.
We'll see. But you've got some nice lavender tones in here, some deep purples, and gold as well. Nice bright sunflower type of yellow and gold. Some blue speckles in there as well. And actually, I've seen some people knit this up as well.
Yeah,
and it looks really
I've
nice.
actually got it right here too.
So that's an example of Solstice Twilight knit up, and you can see there's not a lot of pooling really or anything
really,
like that.
Really
it's
cool.
Yeah, it ends up pretty much anything it kind of looks cool in. I mean, it goes with a lot.
This would be a nice hat too.
Yeah,
a Sockhead hat.
It would.
Oh, we didn't talk about what you're wearing.
Oh no,
yeah,
we didn't.
Usually we do what I'm wearing. But since it's been hot out, I haven't been wearing knitwear. But yeah, you got a hat on. So, side note, this is Brooklyn Tweed in their Loft base in the Woodsmoke colorway. And yeah, that is a really, really lovely base to knit with. It's a woolen spun yarn, so it's nice and lofty. It's not a heavy hat. You know, it's a really, really nice.
And whose hat was this?
This was my hat. And now whose hat is it?
This is my hat now.
Speaking of
started wearing it. Well, I started wearing it one day. We've been looking for the perfect hat with the perfect amount of slouch.
Yeah.
Ever since we got together.
Yeah, and it really fits you perfect.
Yeah,
it really does.
It does. And we've got a drawer in the closet where we keep pretty much all of the knitwear hats and gloves and things like that. And I was digging around for one of the beanies that you had knitted me. I like to wear beanies and stuff a lot. It just keeps my hair out of my face, especially when I'm working on the cars and whatnot. But I just grabbed this. I couldn't find my beanie, and I grabbed this, and I just started wearing it around, and I loved it.
I remember you came downstairs with it on, and I was like, looks really good on you. You can have that. You can just take that, because I don't even, I can't even. Yeah,
and the only thing, just because this is 100% wool, it does kind of stretch out quite a bit.
Yeah, well, with 100% wool, it generally does have a little bit more of, it'll go back, I can't think of the word, elasticity.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly why with this one, but this one stretches out quite a bit. So I don't know if it's because I didn't go down a needle size on the brim for that, which I think going forward I will do. Generally, superwash merino tends to stretch out way more than a non-superwash, and this is a non-superwash. Now, every time we wash it, though, it does.
Oh yeah, it shrinks right back up.
Yeah, it goes right back up.
And it doesn't really bother me either. You know,
Yeah.
I think we get so used to commercial clothing that you buy at the store where it just fits the exact same way every single time.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of times it's got polyester in it and a lot of elastics, and you get used to that perfect. Those perfect clothing qualities, and the garment doesn't have any character at that point.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about the handmade
stuff. Especially woolen spun. It's a different, it's almost like a hand spun in a way.
It is.
Kind of.
It really is.
Because when they spin it, it's not as like perfected. So because when you pull back on the fiber when it comes out, like as if you were hand spinning it, and so you'll get more fibers coming out versus worsted spun, like, which is generally what like our sock yarn, things like that. That's a worsted spun. You're pulling out the fibers, so you have more control. So yeah, I don't know. I love that hat on you. So I am glad to give that one over to you. I'm going to be knitting. This is a Homespun House Mirth. I'm going to be knitting myself a Sockhead hat in this.
Oh, right.
So bright pink. Yeah, that's
right
definitely
on.
happening.
Yeah, and well, actually, this week we should have some 100% wool sock yarn coming to the shop.
100% merino. It's our new base. It doesn't have a name yet. We got to name the base.
It does not have a base name.
But yeah, that's gonna be hitting the shop. So really excited about that. I'm thinking like some really nice soft colors would be really great for that. Perfect for like shawls, stuff that's not gonna get a lot of wear and tear. You know, yes, you can do socks with it. Like when I knit my mom's socks with 100% merino, and those are actually holding up pretty well. Just has to be like a tight gauge, but.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say sock yarn coming to the shop. It's just a fingering weight.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, it'll be really, really cool, and I'm really excited to dye it. We don't generally dye.
So soft.
Yeah, and we don't generally dye the 100% wool, and
you mean like the non-superwash?
Yeah, the non-superwash 100%, and
there's no nylon.
No nylon, nothing. Yeah. So I really like the idea of having a 100% wool in the shop. Just that kind of that natural vibe to it.
Kind of like takes you back to your roots. We're both very like outdoorsy people. You know, we like to be out in the woods and stuff. And
yeah, and superwash definitely has a place.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely a lot more sturdy, so much easier to take care of.
Yeah.
It's so much
very
less
vibrant
sensitive.
when you dye with it.
Oh, very much so, and very much less sensitive to temperature changes. I mean, when I dye stuff, I kind of treat everything as though I'm dyeing 100% wool. I don't temperature shock the yarn or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you can kind of get away with it with superwash. You cannot with 100% wool.
No, you got to be very, very careful.
Unless you want a new felted project.
Yes, for
a child.
Yeah, or like a doll even. Like
right, exactly.
Tiny.
Well, that happened. My first the first pair of socks you ever knitted me, they were my favorite hunting socks ever.
I should go grab them.
You should.
What's funny is the husbands usually get the flack for washing these, and I
know. So this was my first pair of socks ever. Well, she knitted them, and they were my favorite hunting socks.
This was Patton's classic worsted, and it's even got seed stitch up here, if you can tell. But I accidentally put them in the wash. I don't know if I put them in the dryer, but I think it was just wash. It was on like a warm, cold setting, and it was enough to shrink these suckers right up. So.
It was enough to make them not my socks anymore, but your socks now.
They totally fit me.
Which kind of works.
They totally fit me.
It does work.
It's so funny, and I love them. I love them. They're awesome. They're great, like slipper socks. It makes me, yeah. It makes me want to do like an actual felted project, you know, where you knit it purposely to felt it. But yeah, those were Ethan's first hunting socks that I knit him. We first got together. I think it was in the first year we were together, and. Now they're my socks.
That's okay. So yeah,
but you've got more since then.
Yep.
Of
definitely. I got quite a few.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we're really excited to bring 100% wool to the shop.
Yes.
Should be neat.
Yes.
Lots of fun to dye. But what's going to be really interesting as well is to see the difference in the colors. Because
it's generally more matte.
Right.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think I'm probably going to go more towards muted colors anyway for the 100% wool.
I feel like it just works well with that whole aesthetic and everything.
Exactly. So the next thing that we've got in the shop, this is also the last skein. This is Nymphadora Tonks.
Yes, nice bright pink.
Very bright.
Pops of speckles, and yeah, I really adore this colorway.
And I feel like the light kind of washes this out just a little bit. This
just
is
a
even
touch,
more even more vibrant, and it doesn't bleed.
Yes.
Surprisingly, I mean, you would think that with that much color,
but yeah, it does not bleed at all, and it's. If you go on Ravelry, you can see in the projects under our yarns on the Woolen Homestead, you can see people who have knit with this colorway, and you can see how it knits up, and it's just too cool. I really love that one.
It really is, yeah. And then next we have Choco Taco.
Choco Taco, last one.
Last one.
And that was just a new colorway last week, so that's pretty cool.
Yep.
I'm glad you guys liked that.
Yep, so you can see a lot of multicolored speckles over a light brown base. And this is the last one. It went pretty quick.
Yeah,
it went pretty quick. You know what's really interesting? You never know what's gonna go.
Yeah.
And what's
what
not
people
gonna.
want and
Yeah.
things like that. But that's why we like to have so many different options,
Yeah.
like bright colors and muted colors and, you know, dark colors, just because everyone's got their own taste. Everyone's knitting different types of projects at different times of the year. Things like that. It just kind of depends on what people want in their stash.
And yeah, you just kind of have to dye for everybody and have that variety. Because even if you go out in public and you look at people's clothing choices, they're so different.
And it's fun to have like that. It's fun to have that option. Even for us, it's fun to have to dye different types of colors. You know, you get kind of bored. I tend to even get bored with doing lots of bright colors. So then sometimes I want to go for something more muted.
But watch her try and dye something muted sometimes.
It's like
she
an
goes,
itch.
hey,
I'm like, this is not enough color. I don't like it.
Yeah, you come over to the dye. You have me come over to the dye pots, and you're like, you think I should add a little bit more color? And I'm like, no, leave it.
Leave it. Stop.
Leave it be.
Just don't.
I'm like, you're trying to dye something muted, but yeah, it works out though. I mean,
well, because sometimes I'll go and I have no like set agenda for what color I'm gonna dye, and then I'll just kind of go crazy. But if I'm trying to dye something muted, I have to have him come check it out, because I will overdo it.
Yeah, but on the other end of that as well, if I'm trying to dye something really, really, really colorful, I've got to have your input.
Yeah.
Because I don't put a ton of color into my stuff. I like doing the speckles, and then I've got a method for doing the speckles right here.
And it's awesome.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
I love it.
And but I generally only stick to, honestly, a lot of the colors, you know, that I dye is just a couple of colors, and you kind of put every spice in the cupboard.
Oh yeah, everything. Just like my froyo.
Just like your froyo.
Gotta put all the flavors in.
Yeah, definitely.
Which we did not. If you watched last week's episode, we did not go get froyo on my birthday, which was a good idea.
But we did get boba tea.
Oh, we did. Oh
It's
yeah, we'll have to
nasty.
talk about that. I love it. I
It's
love
nasty.
it.
I mean,
Okay.
but I will say though, the people at the Lock that we went, the Lock's a little coffee shop, they were fantastic.
Yes, they were.
They made the drink fantastic, and I'm sure that
it's just not for you.
that it was just that the boba tea was as good as any boba tea out there. But
It's not for you.
I don't like.
You're a black coffee kind of guy.
I don't like chewing things that I drink. There's something weird about that. And on top of that,
It was giving you anxiety.
it was. They give you this big old straw. They give you this big old straw. The straw is like. You guys ever had?
It's huge. It's a very like wide diameter.
I'm trying. It's like PVC piping. Like. It is. It's huge. And so you got these little jelly balls in the bottom of by the way, in the bottom of the cup, and then you drink this milk tea through a straw. Which, by the way, heads up, if you ever get a boba tea and it's flavored, mix it up first.
Oh, yeah.
Because all
They
of the
layer
flavorings, they layer it, and the flavoring sits at the bottom. And so I drank all the flavoring first because the straw's at the bottom, and I ended up with milk for the rest of my drink. The first part of the drink was great. But anyway, so you suck on this straw, and these little jelly balls shoot up the straw into your mouth, and I swear, I was sitting there going, I'm dying today.
Because sometimes you'd get like two of them trying to go up the straw, and so you kind of have to like suck a little bit harder, and you were like, I can't do this, I can't.
Yeah, and once they clear that straw, they shoot up into your mouth, and you're like, and I'm just trying to close like my glottis, you know, in my throat, just to like keep them from going down my throat. And then you chew the it's just...
That would have been a bad way to end a birthday.
It would have been a really bad way to end a birthday. But, yeah, so it was an interesting experience. I'm going to say probably don't want to chew my drinks.
That's just kind of your
gauge
now
from
now on.
But, honestly, though, anytime we go to any coffee shop, I order a black coffee, a large black coffee. Yeah. I order a large black coffee, on the off chance that we go to Starbucks, the Live Oak downtown, the Lock, any coffee shop, I just order a large black coffee. Then they have to tell me that it's not called a large, it's a venti.
No, grande.
See?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember. We should ask Brooke. His brother's girlfriend works at Starbucks. She can tell us.
She does.
We should ask her when we see her tonight. Which is which?
I'm not their target demographic.
Wait, there's tall. I think that's a medium. Or is that a small? And then there's grande.
They
and
got
then
it.
there's venti.
I think it's tall is small, and then
Medium is grande? No, that's
medium
confusing.
is... Well, what is... Venti's a Latin
large.
thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I took
Or is
Latin
it-
in high school, but I don't remember. That was 1 year.
We're going to say it's Latin. But...
Maybe it's Italian. I bet it's Italian.
Oh, yeah.
But tall is not Italian.
You want to know something really funny? I was going to say, I think that's Roman for large. So,
Okay,
I
we
need
should probably talk
stool.
about yarn.
we should talk about yarn. So anyway...
I got the giggles. I am so sorry.
This is Blueberry Crumb Cake on Polworth, DK.
Yes.
Is this our last Blueberry Crumb Cake or
It
our
is.
last Blueberry Crumb Cake on Polworth?
On Polworth.
Okay.
Yes, we have it
So,
on Sturdy Sock.
We do have it on Sturdy Sock as well, but this is the last one on Polworth. And it actually dyes up pretty neat
This
on
would be
Polworth.
so cool in a hat.
It would be.
Yep.
It would be.
And there is, like the Blueberry Waffle Socks, there is a hat version of that same stitch.
hmm
Oh, it'd be so cool.
There's an old picture of Blueberry Crumb Cake on Sturdy Sock, actually,
Mm-hmm.
where I had done some production photos, and
You had the blueberries, and there was like a
Yeah.
pie pan, and there was rolling pin. It was really cool.
once in a while you do production photos, and then you just like everything clicks, and you go, oh, that's going to be a great
Yeah,
picture.
that was
that
really
one,
good.
That one was a great picture.
One of my favorite colors, October pictures.
It
I
turned
love
out
those.
awesome. Yeah. So this one has some nice, almost like a blue jean type of color.
Yeah, it does.
Lots of purple speckles, and there's some sparingly speckled yellow throughout. There's not a ton in there.
Right.
Just a little bit. We didn't want to oversaturate it with the yellow.
Right.
To kind of we didn't want to take away from the blue or the purple.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I love that one. That's like one of the first colorways.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first that you ever came
Yeah.
up with. And then this is Lovebird.
Love Lovebird.
This is the last one in the shop, and
On Sturdy Sock.
on Sturdy Sock. And this has some nice dark purple to black speckles. There's a little bit of gold in there, and it's on a nice peachy pink base.
Love that one. Someone had ordered a sweaters quantity on DK in that a
Yes,
while
they did.
ago. That
Yep.
was, that's gonna look so cool.
That will look cool. I'm really excited to see that. We have,
Mitten kits.
that's right,
So these are not just any mitten kits, although you can use them for other patterns.
and people have.
Yes, they have, and they're so cool.
Mhm.
So cool. Go to the Mitten, the Knitalong thread, the Basket of Mittens Knitalong, and I believe it's Susie is knitting she's using the mitten kit that she purchased, but she's doing like, I don't even know what the pattern is, to be honest, but she also used another one of our colorways, Aurora, with the mitten kit, and it's so cool. So this is it's just a white that goes with each of these. So this is Marvelous paired with white. There's Fern paired with white, and then Magnolia. So we have one of each of those in the shop, and then the mittens that you can make, which I highly recommend this pattern, are these Songbird mittens. Whoop.
We playing peekaboo or something?
Strike pose. Okay. So the idiot. So these are the Songbird mittens by Erica Heuser, and the kits come with enough yarn to knit this pair of mittens. And these are the front. I adore this pattern so much. It was such a joy to knit, and it was very easy to follow along. I would say for your very first color work, I probably wouldn't do this one first. But if you've done at least one other project, I totally think this is totally doable.
That was your first color work project, wasn't it?
I did the bobble hat.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
did a couple of them.
Did you?
I had done a cowl a long time ago that the cowl ended up going to Salvation Army because I did it in all acrylic and it just bunched up. Oh, it was horrid. And I did the bobble hat, which was the one with the little sheeps. I did 2 of those. Remember, I gave it to Olivia. And then I think maybe this might be the one after that, though.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't have a ton of color work projects under my belt when I knit this. And blocking is your lifeline. Like, once you But before blocking, these did not look like this at all. Like they look scrunched up, uneven stitches, and then once you block them, it's like everything just relaxes. And that's with anything.
And you made your own mitten blockers too, didn't you?
Yes.
We should do a video on how you did that. Yes. We really should.
We will. We will. We used some old like they're blocking mats that I had, but we got them from Harbor Freight. They're big. What are they actually for like standing on?
Yeah, they're the interlocking foam mats. They've got kind of a puzzle, almost like a borders, a jigsaw
like the ones you have for
border.
kids, but they're huge. They're like this big, and yeah, you can. I had an extra set, and we had used them downstairs in the gym, and then the cats got to them. So then I was like, well, I'll just cut this up, and we bought another set for blocking. So
those cats.
It was perfect for their claws. So yes, so that is the mitten kit, and with each mitten kit you get a 20% off discount for this pattern by Erica Heuser. So
and that's good till the end of the year.
Yes, yep, good till the end of the year. I strongly recommend this pattern. I love them. I really want to knit.
I think that's my favorite project you've ever done.
I think it's mine too, actually. I really love these so much. So yes, highly recommend that pattern.
Okay, so we'll run through the rest of the colors kind of quickly, just because
since we've been tangenting really bad.
We really have. But hey, it works.
You know what? I watch podcasts just to have someone to like keep me company while I'm knitting, keep me company while I'm folding laundry, things like that. So I think even if it's a longer podcast, people watch them in segments and stuff like that, and it's
and to be honest, if they see me on the thumbnail, they should know there's gonna be a lot of rambling. Anyway,
I love it though. I love rambling with you. It's fun.
So yeah, we're gonna blaze through most of these pretty quick, just because there's multiples in the shop, and there's quite a few colorways to get through.
Yes.
So this, and plus some of them are going to be colorways that you've already seen.
Correct.
So this is Nymphadora Tonks on Polworth DK, our Polworth DK base. And you can see it's pretty much the same, and I think this particular one's maybe a little bit more saturated than the sturdy sock on this particular. This is Birthday Cake. Yes. And did we sell any of these?
No.
Yeah. Okay, no. So hey, there's 4 of these left in the shop.
So that's enough to do a sweater or a cardigan.
Lots of really neat multicolored speckles. It looks like birthday cake ice cream to me. So this right here is Cosmopolitan. This is one of my favorites, actually. I really enjoy this. We were trying to debate on what to call this one, and we settled on Cosmopolitan. We were thinking...
We thought fruity drinks.
We thought fruity drinks. We were going to go with Fuzzy Navel.
Yeah.
At one point,
I forgot about Fuzzy Navel.
And we just decided on Cosmopolitan.
We should do that as a colorway.
We should. We should.
I love Fuzzy Navels. So good.
This one right here is Nebula.
Love.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love, this is actually my favorite skein of it because it's got this awesome green speckling in here. And you dyed this one up, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
I
Yeah, you did.
I don't dye very often anymore, so when I do, I kind of forget what I did it.
This is Happy Little Narwhal, and you guys, if you've watched the podcast for any length of time, you've probably seen this one before.
Yes.
This is kind of a
staple now.
It's been
around for over a year. I did this
colorway.
last spring.
Good summer colorway.
Yes.
And nice turquoise, deep turquoise, some pinks, blues, and yellow speckles.
I really want to get some more sock kits made up, especially for summertime, and I think those brighter colors would make really, really fun summer socks.
We also have Happy Little Narwhal on Polworth DK.
Yep.
Then we have Dragon Egg. I dyed this up last week.
I love this one.
This is honestly...
It's one of my favorites.
It looks really cool. It's got like rust-colored orange speckles in there with some black. And getting the black speckles actually are kind of tough to get these black speckles. I ran through a couple of batches before I kind of got it right to exactly where I wanted it. Black, when you speckle it, tends to go everywhere.
Spreads.
As soon as it hits any bit of moisture, it just kind of floods out.
Yeah, so you just get black splotches more than speckles.
All right, we're back. Went and got some lunch because our camera died, and I should have worn my stretchy jeans today because I ate way too much. But anyway, we were talking about...
Yeah, I got stretchy pants on, so...
Yeah, you can always wear stretchy pants. I wish guys could walk around in yoga pants or have an equivalent to it besides sweatpants. Cause I'm not going off on a tangent. Anyway,
Dragon Egg.
Dragon Egg. We talked about basically how it's got the orange, the rust colored spots and the black speckles in it. But yeah, the black speckles, they are kind of tricky. They do tend to flood out. They anywhere you speckle it, and the other thing about black speckles, when you go to speckle it over the pot, they don't show up immediately. A lot of other colors, when you go to speckle, you can immediately see where the color's gone to in the skein, and so you can adjust your speckling accordingly. Black, you can't. When you speckle it, you can't see anything, and then after about 10-15 seconds, then it starts showing up. So, but I think we've got the technique down for this.
Oh yeah.
I'm really happy where this colorway's at. Next up, we have Earl Grey. And I love this. It's kind of a dove gray base with some chartreuse in it, and there's some pops of purple in there. Different depths of green. You got some really, really deep, dark forest greens.
I feel like it's a good neutral, but still with a little bit of color to it.
Yeah, for sure. This is Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Which I think is pretty neat. It's got some real. It's kind of tough to see on the camera, but there's different shades of mauve in here. And I know it's either mauve, mauve, whatever.
All the above.
We found Merriam-Webster says
both.
Do they say both?
One of them said both. I don't remember.
Dictionary.com said both. But Merriam-Webster in the pronunciation thing says mauve. Dictionary.com says mauve.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Pretty much everywhere else says mauve, but Merriam-Webster. So anyway.
We're going with mauve because we like the name Marvelous. Well, maybe I do, but he had no say in that
so
one.
Much better. Think about it, like Marvelous, and then there's mauve.
Like, and then there's mod.
Yeah. I feel like I can do a lot more with that.
And then there's mauve.
Anyway, so this here is
Orchid.
This is Orchid.
I get the giggles again.
This is Orchid.
That's what I'm using in my Sipila sweater.
Yeah.
So it's nice and tonal.
It is. So you dyed this one, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yep, for my sweater, and then the leftovers I put in the shop.
Neat.
Yeah.
So that's probably a one of a kind then.
Nope, it's repeatable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one's repeatable for sure.
Are you going to repeat it, do you think? Or are you just going to say...
Yeah, no, I'll repeat it.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if somebody wants to knit like that same version of the sweater or a different sweater. You know what I mean? Because
sometimes for me, one of a kind doesn't necessarily mean it's not repeatable. It just means I don't want to repeat it because it's pain.
No, that one was easy.
There's a couple, even tonals, that sometimes they can be a pain.
Sure.
To re-dye.
Sure,
so,
sure. No,
okay.
no.
But that one's not too bad?
Yeah, no,
okay.
That one's fine.
Good.
That one's fine.
Alright, and then this one right here is Stormy Night. This is another one of our tonals. And it's got some nice deep dark purples. And this is on our sturdy sock base. I really like this one. It goes with a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can pair it with a lot. You can pair it with Lovebird.
You could, actually. There would be a pairing with Lovebird. You could even do Earl Grey, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make a nice pairing as well. Yeah, you could even pair this with Earl Grey.
Yeah, I really like those two together. Also, you could do it with Cherry Blossom.
Oh yeah.
And it even would go well with our colorway Tiny Dancer, but we don't have any.
Yeah, that's paired with Cherry Blossom there, which brings us to our next skein.
Good segue.
Cherry Blossom. Yeah. So this is Cherry Blossom. There's some pops of purple in there. And
this was also one of the first colorways I ever dyed.
Yes.
It was in the first shop update.
Was it really?
Yep, it was in the first one.
Do you remember what was the first skein you sold?
My favorite color is October.
My favorite color, was that the first skein?
Yep, that was the first skein.
That's an interesting story behind that colorway. We'll have to get to that sometime.
Yeah, we should. We'll definitely have to share that sometime. We don't know how much we're working with, how much time we've got with this battery charge that we got, so.
Right, and we definitely don't want to leave out the life stuff. Because we
like that. It's our chatter.
Yeah.
Chatter section.
And it's when I get to ramble the most. So
I love your ramblings.
So this is Stormy Night on Polworth DK. And how many of these do we have in the shop? Do you know offhand?
3.
We have 3.
Three of those total, yeah. Yeah, I really like how that turned out on DK.
That'd make a cool shawl.
Yes, it would. Nice DK shawl would be good.
Mm-hmm. We still have Professor Sprout from last week.
Ethan's first colorway.
This was my first colorway. And it's got some pops of gold in there, kind of a mint green, and some black and purple speckles. And you know, now that I look at this, it almost kind of looks like a kiwi, a kiwi fruit.
Yeah, it kind of does.
If it wasn't for the mint green, I think you could actually even call this kiwi.
Yeah, if it was just like maybe the green and Earl Grey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Blueberry Crumb Cake, arguably our most popular colorway. There have been...
In the fall, my favorite color is October. This is the most popular.
Yes.
But year-round, this is the most popular.
It is. There have been times when we've dyed up 12 skeins of this, which for us is 3 batches in one day.
Yeah.
Just to meet the demand of this one.
Yeah.
Lots of people like it. And I think
it's a good versatile colorway.
It really is. It goes with quite a bit. It knits up well in a variety of projects.
It does. You don't get pooling with it.
No. And I mean, personally, I think pooling's cool.
It is cool.
I love a pooling effect.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because you just get these like splashes of color everywhere.
You just pick like chunks of it. Sometimes it's not desired, but if it's something that you don't mind, like sometimes it looks really cool on a pair of socks.
It does, especially socks.
Yeah.
Especially socks. I think in a sweater or something, pooling can be kind of an issue, but
socks, it's
but
really
socks, it's really cool.
Sometimes
even gloves.
with hats too.
Yeah.
I've seen it pool really like they'll get a really big strip right here. It just looks really neat.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have Cotton Candy, and this is a one-of-a-kind. This will not be back in the shop.
And there's 2 of those.
There are 2 left. And when I dyed this one up, I just immediately knew it had to be Cotton Candy.
Yeah,
what
totally.
What else would you name it, really?
Totally.
So,
I love that.
There's some gold speckles in there. They might be kind of tough to see on camera, but they are. Yeah. They are in there, and then there's some
I just posted
turquoise.
a picture of this one on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so go ahead and check that out on Instagram.
Okay, so that is what is all in the shop. So just a reminder, we will have an update this Friday. It is June 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern on Fridays is when we have our updates. So come check it out every week if you want. That's when we will be updating our shop. So that's it for what's in the shop. And then let's go on to the last segment, which is life stuff, where we just get to talk about whatever we want, what happened, what's gonna happen, and we can just kind of tangent all the way, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we get to go until the battery dies.
Or the timer.
Or the timer.
But that's what editing's for. You can just splice those together.
You know what's interesting? I think the timer, the reason they've got those is due to like import restrictions on video cameras.
Oh, yes.
Whereas if you got a timer on something, I think it's capped at like a half an hour.
Mine's 25.
Yeah. But well, I mean, like I think that for the import restrictions, if it's capped at like 30 minutes, if you've got a timer on your video camera under 50 minutes, not technically a video camera and subject to different import taxes.
Gotcha.
And that's why they cap them on.
It's so funny how they have to
do
that.
It's a pain.
It is. It really is.
It's a big pain.
But it's not that big of a deal. I don't mind editing. It's not. I am going to break it down and do a couple of days though. Now that with us having longer podcasts, I can't.
Oh,
it's a lot to do in one day. So.
Well, and okay, so you do this thing. You guys never see it, or if you do see it, it's really rarely.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
She edits all of it out, but when you drink coffee in the morning, it causes like your sinuses to relax, and like you get a bunch of congestion, and you cough
cannot clear my throat to save my life.
And so it's a lot.
It's a lot. Last episode was really bad.
Yep.
This episode wasn't too bad because I stopped drinking my coffee. It's still sitting over there. I haven't touched it. I think I had a little bit earlier, but that's about it.
But you just you clear your throat all the time.
Stop.
I feel bad for you.
It's so annoying.
Maybe you're allergic to wool.
No. Don't even joke. That's not okay. She's
allergic to everything else. So
everything. I have to go get allergy shots.
Everything.
Actually,
allergic to. We just got a bill from the allergy.
Yeah,
plant.
I know. But I am allergic to dogs and cats. And I'm a dog groomer.
She's a dog groomer.
But it works. The dogs, I think I've actually really adjusted to. I remember when I first started working there, if I had like a puppy, specifically puppies, if they would like lick my face or like my neck or something, I would get little hives, and I don't get that anymore, which is good. But I had that when I first started, and then but yeah, I don't have that anymore. Cats is still really bad. I have to wash my hands after every time I pet cats, but except for your brother's cat, he doesn't bother me.
Which is fine for me. I'm not a cat person.
Yeah, we're big dog people. I love cats, but we're definitely. I know. I don't.
But okay, I'm not hating on anybody's animal here.
No, not at all.
But
you like your brother's cat because he's more like a dog.
Yeah, he is. But here's the thing. I can.
And
teach
you don't hate them. You just don't really.
Oh
want
no, I don't
one.
hate cats at all. I don't hate cats at
It's just
all.
not
I'm
the
just not a
animal for
cat
you.
person. I don't like when I like tell an animal sit. It doesn't sit. And I've tried. I do it with every cat that I see. I go sit, and I see if it does.
You do go fetch too.
Well, they will fetch. I've seen cats that fetch. I really have. If you get them excited and then you throw something, they'll go after it. They don't always bring it back, but which I guess is kind of the like fetch
So
part
they
of
weren't
fetch,
fetching at all.
Oh well. Oh well. Anyway.
They don't like fetch though.
They got halfway there. All I require is a
50%.
50% commitment. Yep.
Yep.
50% commitment, but they won't sit. They won't roll over. They don't shake. And
You can get them to use the bathroom though.
in your house.
In the toilet. I've seen that.
That's gross.
That's hilarious. And you know it.
What's hilarious? Of course it's hilarious. In the movies.
Meet the Fockers. I think it's in that movie.
But in real life, I mean, I don't want to knock on the door.
Have the cat be in there.
Yeah, and just
be like,
ask,
oh, sorry.
Be like,
Close
hold
the
on.
door.
I'll wait till you're done, cat.
Ooh.
The thing is, cats treat you like a roommate. And people love, I understand people love that.
So does Ella though.
Yeah, but she's a hound dog. But cats treat you like a roommate, and you're feeding them. They're like they're like the roommate that doesn't pay rent. To me.
So cute.
I know,
think
they
they're
are
really
cute. I think they're cute,
But
and I think kittens are adorable. I love
so
playing
cute.
with kittens. I really
So
love
cute.
playing with kittens because they're so much fun. But once they get older, they're just like teenagers or something. You know, they just don't.
Or like my mom's cat, Mr. Kitty. He won't. Yeah, his name is Mr. Kitty, which I love that name.
We've got a different word
that
for
name.
him
Yes,
too.
we do, but we cannot say it on the podcast. Let's just say it rhymes with Mr. Kitty. But,
It rhymes with kitty, but it's not.
but which mom has started calling him that.
She thinks it's hilarious.
So because
We had this bowel issue, and it was bad.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, the cat did. The cat did. Not us. He had this bowel issue. The cat did. And oh man, he'd go and do his business in his litter box and the whole house.
And he did it right in front of the door when my mom was gone once. And so when she came home, opened the door, it went right through the door. So
It made my
but he's good
niece
now.
scream one time. Like it was that bad. Like this cat's bowels would traumatize children.
Yeah.
Literally.
But now she
Yep.
makes him chicken and rice every day. She makes them in little muffin tins and freezes them. So he's got these little portions and she feeds him every day. He was a different cat when we saw him this weekend.
He was doing so good.
Lost some weight.
Well.
He was running around. He was a little more affectionate, I would say. He's an affectionate cat till he doesn't want you to touch him anymore. He's like, you can hold me for about 5 seconds and then I'm getting down. But he doesn't like really hurt you or anything. He's just like,
hates Gert.
oh, he does.
He
Ella,
hates Gert.
which is
Gert.
affectionately known as Gert.
Yeah, we call her Gert because
she
it's
fits
like,
the name Gert.
Yeah, she so does.
She so
She
does.
does.
She's
This
a hound
dog
dog.
eats everything. Air conditioner cords.
Yep. That was when she was a puppy,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to fix it.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about it last week, how she ate the plate of chicken bones.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Anything she can eat, she will eat.
Yep. But the cat hates her. Every time we go over there.
And the cat keeps her in, like, check.
Yeah. He'll hide behind stuff and then race out and just smack the crap out of this
He
dog.
does.
And then race away, and the dog's looking around like, what?
What just happened?
Yeah. Before she can even register what happens,
Yeah.
the cat goes nuts on her.
Yep.
But yeah, speaking of your mom, we went and saw her this weekend.
Yes, we did. Yeah. My nieces, we talked about last week, my nieces had a dance recital over in Grand Rapids, and then we talked about last time too that we were kind of doing a makeup sleepover for them, and that was a lot of fun. That was so much fun. So we went to the dance recital. After that, we had a barbecue that was really, really good at my sister's friend's house, and then we came back to my mom's house and we watched My Little Pony.
We did
and
watch
even
My
got to
Little
learn
Pony.
all about My Little Pony and did not turn into a brony.
I did not turn into a brony.
So that was good. And then
resisted. I
it
resisted
didn't like
the
mess with your
friendship
mind.
I resisted the friendship
It was
charm.
hypnotizing.
It was not.
You resisted the friendship charm. But it was really, really cute, and you were asking Alexa all the questions about it. It was really cute, and she was telling him everything about it. It was adorable. And
I know way more about My Little Pony than any dude my age without children that isn't into My Little Pony does on the planet probably now.
Yeah, you know a lot about it. But it was a lot of fun. We had snacks and popcorn and all sorts of stuff, cake, and it was really fun.
Well, we went to this dance it was a dance recital, and I was thinking, you know, when you told me we're going to my niece's dance recital, I go, okay, well, that'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun to go support them and see them. And I figured because they're elementary school age, middle school age,
elementary and middle, yeah.
I figured it would be at the school. I figured it'd be a couple of parents, you know, the teachers.
Like maybe the gym would have some people in it, you know, something like that, you know.
No, so we show up and it's this massive performing arts center.
Huge.
The
from
amphitheater.
A high school.
Yeah, the theater was bigger than at the university that I used to help out with bodybuilding shows at.
Like here in town.
Yeah, huge. And it's a gigantic production with a bunch of kids, and some of them weren't even kids. Some of them were, you know, professional level.
Yep.
And they
will. It's the whole dance company does. They have like varying ages from like 3-year-old, 4-year-old. It was tiny.
That was adorable, by the way.
So cute. That stole the show.
That did steal the show.
And then all the way up to like high school, I think I don't know if it goes into adult or not, but it's honestly, it was really like, without the drama, it was like Dance Moms, like that.
It was
that caliber. It was. They
especially
had competition.
The competition teams.
Yeah, and it was a show.
It
was really cool. It was so cool.
And they had, you know, stage lights going, and they did a bunch of different styles of dance. They did like hip hop, freestyle, and then stuff to ballet and modern dance and tap.
Oh, I love the tap.
Yeah.
I used to take tap and I loved it.
There was a girl that did tap to, what was it? It was a Frank Sinatra song. I don't remember. It was a Sinatra. Feeling Good, right?
Oh yeah, I don't know if that was who did it in that one, but
I think
it was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the Sinatra version. It was something a little bit more jazzy, but it was good. It was really good. She was phenomenal. The kids did phenomenal. Our nieces did great.
They did a dance together. It was
and
so
yeah,
cute.
it was Havana, wasn't it?
Yes.
That they did? Yeah.
Oh, it was so cute. One's 10 and the other one's 12, and they did a sister dance to Havana. And it was so cute.
It was adorable. Yeah,
but melted my heart. They were just the cutest things ever.
It was very, very busy though. There was a lot of people there, probably 150 dancers. And then the theater itself was completely full.
It was fun.
It was.
And we got front row. My sister got us front row tickets. Front row. That was really cool.
And I was sitting there thinking, I mean, front row, I'm probably, from me to the camera to the stage, and I'm going, oh man, I hope nobody falls.
You're going to get a shoe in the face or something.
I'm going to get a shoe in the face, or I'm going to have to catch somebody. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, oh man, because they're jumping and they're kicking, like,
and they're flying
5 feet from
and
my face.
leaping and
it was
sliding.
Really cool.
There were kids sliding across
the stage.
They did a Bruno Mars song. That was cute.
Yep. And they had a couple of male dancers too.
Yeah,
and
they were really good.
They were good. They did Bruno Mars, and each one of them was kind of dressed up like the various stages of Bruno Mars. You know, one of them had a Hawaiian shirt on. Another one was dressed like he was in 24 Karat Magic.
Yep.
And
it was so cute.
It was neat. It was really, really neat. And the drive down there went really well. We didn't even hit any construction or anything. Almost saw a crazy accident.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to pass us, and it was right before a hill. They tried to pass right before a hill.
That was so bad.
And they ran another guy off the road on the other side. I don't understand that. Like, I drive right around 5 miles an hour above the speed limit usually, or right at the speed limit. But I don't go crazy, crazy fast. Because I usually leave, like, pretty early for where I'm going. But on the west side of the state specifically, I feel like people just drive like maniacs. It's unreal.
Also in Saginaw they do too.
Saginaw's not terrible. Lansing's bad.
Lansing is bad.
Lansing's really bad.
I think maybe it's just Michigan.
Yeah, it's just Michigan. Well, if you come here, you'll see people just kind of swerving. It's to avoid the potholes.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, we messed up our alignment.
We did. We got to take our car back in. But that was a lot of fun. And then we're going kayaking today.
Yes, because, we got to talk about birthday.
We do.
So I was surprised with kayaks on my birthday. I know we kind of touched on this in the beginning. But we had gone kayaking on our honeymoon 5 years ago when we got married. We went kayaking up in Traverse City on the Crystal River, right? Was it?
It was the Crystal River up in Glen Arbor.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is...
If you guys want to see one of the most beautiful places on planet Earth, Glen Arbor, Michigan is where to go. If you're not from Michigan, I'm not sure how well known our landmarks are, our like places are outside of Michigan.
Probably not super well known. You know, I could imagine maybe the Mackinac Bridge is known, but I don't know.
The Mackinac Bridge, and then everybody knows about Detroit.
Yeah, and Bronner's.
We're not too proud of Detroit, but but up in Traverse City, Michigan, which we all do this, by the way. So
we do.
Here's the state of Michigan, and then so up here, like right up in there, is Traverse City.
And where are we?
We are like right there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it right in front of my shirt. There
you go. Oh, there you go.
So we're like right there.
Yeah, so that's about a 3-hour drive, 2? I don't remember what it was.
If there was any really good highways to get up there, it would be probably a 2-hour drive. But it's about 3 because you have to go on to like back roads to get there. But it is gorgeous. There's a spot up there called Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Oh, it's so cool.
Sleeping Bear Dunes is the largest dune in Michigan, and I think it's the largest freshwater dune like inland in the States. It's huge. It is huge. And actually, we'll go there this year.
We should.
We'll take some footage for you guys. But
we should do some more Michigan vlogging.
We so should.
That would be a lot of fun.
We're gonna go camping. You guys are coming camping.
We are.
With us.
We have had horrible luck with camping. Oh my gosh, we have horrible. We've had horrible.
You guys might start hearing some new sounds on the
we'll get some bleeping.
Right.
Yeah, oh my word, it was so bad.
Luck. Ever since we've gotten together, we've had terrible luck camping.
It's always raining.
And I've camped my entire life. It's you.
It's me. It is me. Because
You're the problem.
I'm the bad luck. Because, oh my gosh, maybe we should go camping. We
bought a new car last year.
Because we couldn't go camping. Well, not because we couldn't go camping, but because when we were trying to go camping, our truck completely broke down. Mm-hmm.
Which I'm now in the process of rebuilding.
Yes. That's exciting. And yeah, so we got our new car, the Fiesta that we have. Yeah, we got the new car last year because when we were going to go camping, on our way up, we were in Cadillac, Michigan, and our car broke down. So we spent the day at AutoZone in the
the entire day.
Yeah, waiting for your parents came to get us when we got the car to get towed back, which was a pretty penny.
Yes, that was not
because insurance
cheap.
only covers a small part of it.
Yeah, our insurance covered like $100 of it, and we paid the majority of the tow bill, and the insurance covered $100. So to give you an idea of how much,
it was not cheap.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Yeah, but now we have a really nice car.
Yes, we do.
It's a 2014.
2012.
I always get that
right.
wrong. Yeah, 2012 Ford Fiesta. It's lime green.
SE. It is lime green. My favorite color is green. And so
show me your bracelet, your watch.
I've got a lot of things. So I got this is actually a road ID, which is pretty cool. It's got my medical information on it.
Yeah, that's really cool. For like bike, you go mountain biking.
My Apple Watch band is green. I used to have a neon green wedding band, but now I've got a sage one because it was getting a little excessive.
And side note, those are KAL rings. Those are awesome.
Yeah, you guys should take a look at this real quick.
Silicone, right?
So yeah, so this is a silicone wedding band, and what's really neat. You can eat all the pizza you want. You can still get your ring
off.
Not
the point.
The reason for it is because I do a lot of lifting. I do a lot of.
It's true though.
It is true. I do a lot of lifting. I do a lot of manual work with my hands, working on vehicles. I'm out in the woods a lot. I'm fishing a lot, and so I do have a traditional wedding band.
But it was getting banged up.
And it was getting banged up pretty bad, and we were just, we probably should save this thing.
Well, and some of your classmates, and I think your teacher, when you were doing personal training, had them, and I had one for a while, but I lost mine. I have no idea what happened to it.
But here's the cool thing. You can replace them for like $24.
Yeah, they're not that expensive. Amazon has them, $25.
So...
But yeah, that was a total
but there's
tangent.
tons of brands too, so like don't feel obligated to go with KAL until they start paying us. Don't feel obligated to go with KAL.
Yeah, definitely not.
KAL, there's an advertising spot open on Woolen Homestead. But
yeah, because we're definitely definitely their demographic.
yes, we will sell out easily. We will sell out. Anyway, where were we even?
Oh, kayaks.
No,
camping.
we were talking about
camping.
We were talking about our piece of crap cars.
Yes, and I'm the bad luck charm for camping because literally since we've been together, we've tried to go camping. We've gone, but we always.
Have we ever actually slept in the tent the entire time though?
First year we slept in the car because it poured
and our tent flooded.
Yep. And then we had an okay time when we went one year. I don't remember, but it did rain on the way up.
We went with a couple of friends.
And it rained then, but
and it rained all weekend, and it was freezing cold
in
July.
Really cold, yeah.
In July, it was cold enough. We were all wearing coats, and we were wearing heaters, like in July.
Yeah. Yep.
But
and then we didn't go one year because we were too busy, and then the next year was when we tried to, and the car broke down. So now we're trying again.
A new car, and today we're ordering a roof rack for the kayaks.
Yes, so we can take our kayaks with us, and yeah. So I was surprised with kayaks on my birthday. I had thought about getting them for my birthday, and then I was like, you know, it's okay. I don't think we should. You know, it's just one of those things. Like I kind of felt guilty for wanting, but I had literally since we've gone 5 years ago, I have talked about it every summer, and anytime I see it, I'm just like I just always have been wanting one. And so yeah, I talked about it to him, and then I said, you know what, let's just not spend the money. And
well, and it's huge around here too, because we live in Midland.
2 miles from
and
the water.
In Michigan, we have tons of rivers and streams and lakes and ponds. I mean, you're never very far from water. And we live right in Midland. There's 2 intersecting rivers, the Tittabawassee and the Chippewa River, and they're both fairly large rivers.
Yeah.
And so water sports like kayaking, canoeing, fishing, any of that is huge in this town. Like massive. Like everybody owns some sort of a boat.
Yeah. You see around town, you will see people with kayaks, even just kayaks, even on top of their cars.
Yep. Just everywhere,
all the time.
And we're so close to the bay. We're like 15 minutes from the Saginaw Bay. And for those of you that have never seen the Great Lakes, they're like an ocean. When you're standing at
yeah, they're huge.
When you're standing at the beach of a Great Lake, it's like looking out at the Pacific Ocean. The waves are a little bit smaller, but the expanse of water is exactly the same looking, because it goes as far as the eye can see in every direction pretty much.
Yeah, you can't see across.
So yeah, kayaking is huge, and we would always see them.
Oh my gosh! And it was just like when I see a puppy, I was just like
every time.
Maybe not when I see a puppy. I'm a little more animated when I see a puppy, but I was just like longing every time I'd see him. I I want a kayak so bad. And then so yeah, he totally surprised me. I was not expecting it. I was hoping, really hoping, but I really was not expecting it. Because I had said, you know what, let's not worry about it. We'll just save up for him later on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that was really fun. We went on your birthday.
Yep.
Kayaking down the Chippewa River. I think we went 4 miles. About 4 miles.
We went pretty far.
Yeah, and we're going today. We're going to go upstream so that we don't have to worry about shuttling the kayaks back and forth and taking 2 vehicles.
Yeah, so we'll start upstream and then we'll just kind of float back. So we don't have to worry about the 2 cars. That was a pain.
It was really time consuming, because you have to start at one point and then kayak all the way downstream to the other vehicle that you dropped off before the trip. And then have somebody wait with the kayaks while the other person drives the one vehicle back upstream to the launch point. And then you grab the vehicle you originally took the kayaks with, drive that back down to where the kayaks are with the other person, load them up, drive back to the launch point, and then both people get into the cars and drive home.
Yeah.
This way, all we have to do is go to our launch point, kayak upstream, and then when we're done, we kayak back downstream to the launch point, load our kayaks up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm so excited to go.
It's a great day for it too. It's in the mid-60s today.
Yeah, there's no editing today for me. We're finishing this and then we're gonna hit the water.
Yep. And on the editing point, it's really crazy how much time editing takes. It takes all day.
Oh my gosh, fellow podcasters, you know what it's about. It's insane.
The amount of time is not spent doing the video.
No.
It's the editing.
Yep, and setup and all of that, and but yeah, editing's for sure. That's the longest part of it, but it's fun. I really enjoy it. Especially, I love editing vlogs. I love doing that. That's a lot of fun. So we definitely want to bring more vlogs to the channel. I think it'd be so fun to.
Lots of lots more live stuff too, I think.
Yes.
No editing with live.
Yes.
I mean, on the downside, no editing with live, but
that was fun. We do need to do more live streams. That would be fun to do that while we're out today. While we're getting the kayaks ready to go out. I won't take my phone out.
Yeah, I was gonna say not on the kayaks.
Not till we get like a one of those bags.
Yeah, or
those like water bags and a
GoPro.
Those life-proof
Actually,
cases.
Actually, we've got some footage from our last kayak trip.
I'm gonna put that in here.
Put that in there.
We saw bald eagle.
We saw bald eagles and everything. I forgot that we even had that footage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we'll put that in. That would be awesome.
And that's like specifically why I took that video too. But
well, I think we are good. I think we can wrap it up. And
oh, you know what? Real quick though,
Yes.
you know what else you should do is put in. If you still have it, put in the picture of your first kayak trip.
Oh yes.
She was
yes.
not
So
very good.
we will. Yes. So we were just saying that we need to put it in the pictures of when I first went kayaking 5 years ago. It was about well, it was, I don't know if it was supposed to be a 3-hour trip, but it turned into a 3-hour trip because I had gone one other time when I was like 6 and I didn't remember anything about it and I was really bad at it then too. I was horrible at this and I was so crabby and he kept taking pictures of me I get stuck in like the marsh
I
and
didn't
like
even know how she would do it. Like if there would be an obstacle in the river. And the Crystal River at its deepest, I think, is like 3 feet deep.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You can see right to the bottom. They call it the Crystal River for a reason.
Yeah.
You can see the trout swimming along, and there's old growth pine, you know, kind of coming up on the sides of the banks, and wildlife everywhere. You can't even really hear cars or civilization.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. But occasionally you'll get these logs come out into the middle of the river, and somehow she managed to find every single one of them.
Right in the beginning. It was like a good
the first half mile was a really rough,
it was rough.
half mile.
It was
and
rough.
I hear
kept
her
getting turned
shouting at me.
Because he'd be way up ahead. I'd be like, Ethan, come get me. I couldn't get out. I was just stuck. And then there was this one picture. I have to find this picture.
Yeah.
Because we put it on Facebook of where I got stuck and I was like I was like backwards and like turning around like yelling to you like, come get me.
Yelling to me. Yeah, she was not happy at that point.
It's not a good picture.
I don't think you were yelling to me at that point.
I was really frustrated.
She was really frustrated.
It was a great way to start off a marriage, wasn't it?
Hilarious. And I just couldn't stop laughing. Like
he
normally
was laughing so hard.
Like we don't get into arguments. We never get into arguments.
Well, everyone has arguments, but I feel like we deal with them.
And, well, when I say we never get into arguments, I mean like we're not argumentative people. Like we hardly ever get into arguments. We've never shouted at each other.
No.
We just don't really fight a whole lot. I mean, we disagree on things, but
that's normal. That's
but that I think that day was about as close as she's ever come to like shouting at me, and I was laughing so hard. And the problem was I was just making her more mad because I couldn't help it. And if you guys see the picture, you'll understand why I was laughing, because she's so indignant. She's so indignant. She's so ticked off, and I just look back, and she's backwards in the river, like her kayak is facing upstream. I really hope I'm remembering this picture. It's been so many years since I've seen it, but in my mind, this is what I remember. She was facing upstream, and she's caught like in this tangle of logs and weeds and whatnot. She wasn't in any danger or anything.
No, God,
but
no.
she was so frustrated.
I was so mad.
So frustrated.
I was like, I hate this. I don't like this at all.
I think you like slapped her paddle.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure I like stomped like 3-year-olds stomping, and
And she was just so like indignant, couldn't go anywhere, and I just started laughing.
I did not get the hang of that for a good while.
Didn't make my life any easier at that point in time. But we got you out, and then after I think that was the last time you really got stuck though, because after that. You got better.
Finally figured out how to maneuver myself. But, so then for the rest of that, like it clicked. And it was fine. So then, since it had been 5 years, and then we got these kayaks when we were first going out, I was really nervous that I was going to have that sort of a thing again, where I was just like, getting stuck, can't remember how to do it, but I didn't at all. It was just like riding a bike. Like, I remembered exactly. I didn't actually get stuck with anything.
Which is good, because the Chippewa River is a good deal faster and deeper.
Yes.
Than it is.
It's a lot wider too.
Yeah, it's not nearly as pretty. It's still a really pretty. Still a really pretty river, but it's muddy water. You can't see and you can't see down into it.
A few dead fish floating around. It's kind of gross.
But at least,
I was like, oh,
well,
hey.
it's carp fishing season, so I
Totally.
think that might have had something to do with
Yeah.
it. But the carp are everywhere. During the summer, sometimes you can see down to the bottom, and you can't even see the river bottom. It's just carp for like a mile.
Yeah.
And carp are kind of, they look like koi.
Yeah.
They look like koi fish, only like really ugly koi fish.
Yeah.
They're brown
Yeah.
and gold.
Just
But not
bottom
the cool
feeders.
kind of gold. Not the cool kind of gold. Just,
Just muddy.
like muddy gold. Like fool's gold.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to go kayaking, and I'm so excited. Are there any other kayakers that watch? That would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. If you kayak, what kind of a boat do you have?
Yeah, let us know.
Where do you like to kayak?
Nerd out with us.
Yeah, totally. Nerd out with us.
We're super excited about them.
Yeah, what kind of boat do you have? Where do you go
Now, what
kayaking?
kind did we get? What, you got a Pelican?
I got
something?
a Pelican Phaser 100.
Yep.
And you got a Lifetime.
Yeah.
Lifetime. It was a
it was
nine
something else,
foot.
though.
I can't remember what the model name was, but it was a Lifetime 9 foot. It's they're both recreational.
Blitz.
Blitz.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. They're not like super fancy ones or anything, but they worked fantastically.
yeah, and I chose yours specifically because it's wider. It's a little bit more stable.
Yep. So it'll give me
because it's wider.
less
Yeah.
frustration.
Yeah, and I'm glad actually I didn't put you in mine. Mine's a lot narrower.
Yeah.
And it's you get a lot more rocking.
I remember because after
little
we
bit
were
quicker.
done, I got in yours and I was like, I really like mine.
Yeah.
I was like, this is my baby now. This is
Yeah.
mine.
You should try mine today though. You should try mine.
I'll stick with mine. Now I'm stuck in it. Now this is mine and I'm gonna be stubborn about it.
Yeah, many like it, but it's yours. All right, well, I think
So,
that's
yeah.
enough rant.
We have one more thing.
We do. What do we have?
It's our 2-year
Oh yeah. Oh my
anniversary.
gosh. Yeah.
So, June 2nd, last Saturday, was the 2-year podiversary of this channel. 2 years ago, on June 2nd, I put up my first ever podcast episode. It was called Knittin' from the Mitten at the time.
We should link a little video.
Oh
to
yes,
it. Like
totally.
things have changed.
Yeah, it's a completely different channel now. So, but it was a fun learning curve for sure. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so much happier to have you like involved in everything
thank
now.
you.
It's a lot more
enjoy it.
fun to just chat with somebody back and forth and have someone to bounce ideas off of and everything. So, yeah. Okay, and our battery's flashing too, so this is perfect timing. So we're gonna have a giveaway. Yeah, we're gonna be offering up a giveaway. We will announce the actual giveaway next time, so you'll be able to enter next time. So probably gonna be like a sock kit. I really like doing those as giveaways. I think they're a little fun, like little package to get. So yeah, 2-year podiversary. I can't believe it. And then it'll be the 2 years for the shop, which I keep thinking it's the 3rd year, but it's the 2 years. This August.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely, lovely week. Feel free to give us a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that hopefully YouTube will give you notifications that we put out our videos. They've changed the algorithm now. So in your subscriptions, things very soon, if not already, will not be listed in chronological order. So if you don't see a video from us for a while, check our page. Chances are we've posted one and it's just not coming up in your feed.
Yeah. So, all right. We will see you guys next time and take care. Bye.
Hey guys, Tiff and I are out on the Chippewa River and I'm trying to balance my phone here whilst paddling, so excuse any shakiness or fingers that might get in the way. We're just coming up on a bald eagle. It's pretty cool. I'll see if I can turn the camera around and show you guys. How cool, huh? It's a bald eagle right on the river. We found a little turtle friend out on the river today. I don't know if you probably can't see him very well, but there he is. We had no idea he was there. We're just kind of stopped and rested. That's a snapping turtle actually, and he didn't even care that we were here, like at all. Usually they're kind of mean. Not this one.